What's up, guys? So we're heading home from Santa Maria Open. It was a good weekend, which you'll find out in this video later on. Just if it was really good or just okay. It was good. We enjoyed it. We had a blast as always. We figured since I didn't do a whole lot of video, because when I did do some video, I always screwed the pooch on the throws. We're going to go ahead and talk about our rounds real quick. I'll probably put the other videos, do some overlay. That way, you don't have to stare at our faces the whole time. Yeah. So, Billy, round one on the back 20. Anything spectacular there that you want to talk about, or?
No, just the course looked great.
Half a mile, turn right onto South 7th Avenue.
Playing it for the first time, playing it somewhat blind. Didn't know what to really expect. Lower the score is better, obviously, but it was somewhat windy. Not quite as windy as the second round. Longer holes. Again, didn't know what to expect. I didn't get any birdies. I missed quite a few. But I also missed quite a few pars. But overall, I wasn't too disappointed because I didn't know what to really expect. But overall, the course was very enjoyable. For what they've offered, for what's around, for the scenery, the weather. I really couldn't complain too much, especially when it's like 100 degrees back home. So overall, it was not a whole lot that I expected, but it was a great experience.
Yeah. I ended up shooting +6 on the first round, and mind you, the first round is the back 20, which is most of the holes are 310 to 480 feet. Okay, they're pretty long holes, and I was expecting to shoot closer to +10, but I ended up shooting +6, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, I was +5, so yeah, can't
off the gate, the first 3 holes I went par, bogey, double bogey, and that double bogey was on a hole that was wide open, and I should not have been double bogey on it. And then they had some holes that were temp holes, 19, A, B, C, and I think it was a D, I don't remember. And those holes were fun. I birdied a couple of those. Oh, yeah, now I remember. I did birdie one or two of those. But of course, I got some bogeys to replace those. So, what was your favorite hole of the back 20?
I'm going to say, I don't know the number, but it was the one furthest out back.
The 19 for the furthest?
No, it had that windy, what's that?
Well, that's 20.
Okay.
Okay.
The one that had that 20. Bathroom in play, that little sidewalk. It was like basically a par or a 6.
Yeah. So this one, hole 20, it has a walking path that literally goes down the middle of the fairway,
like
and
Lombard
then cuts
Street
to the right. And anything path and beyond right was OB. You had to be on the left. But it got even more entertaining because the basket was within 20 feet of another cement path to the bathroom that was OB also.
It was more like 10.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was short.
That was a good one.
It was short.
It was fun.
Precision.
My favorite one was actually 17. It's like 465 feet. It's the one that went along the road. But there was like, you had the hill, and you kind of had to throw it down the hill, or you had to throw it way out into the open to get to the basket. The basket was straight down the hill.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one.
That was the one I told you I threw my heavy racer on, and it went dead straight 365 feet.
Yeah.
Never came out. And that one was really nice. I liked that one. It was just the fact that you had the hill, and if you weren't careful, you're going to either throw into it, or you're going to just hover over it, or you're going to try to get, go high and end up hitting a tree. It was like the obstacles were there.
Yeah, plenty of trees, plenty of open spaces. But that Waller Park reminded me of like 8 different courses in one.
Yeah.
It was great.
I like the fact that the back 20, a lot of it was like being out at Bijou and Tahoe.
A little bit of Monterey.
Yeah. And it was just nice. It was a really good course. And then second round, the front 20, which, believe it or not, I think half of the front 20 were all 10 poles, because we had 10 poles 8A through 8I. No, J.
J.
I 8J.
Yeah. It was 20 holes.
So that's like 9 holes by itself. Everything was between 230 to 315. So, they weren't long holes, but they weren't really necessarily easy give me holes, because there were trees you had to get through.
They had OB rights, OB lefts, some Mandos. You had slow greens. That was kind of a plus. So if you thought you overdrove or had skipped, the skips weren't really there.
Yeah, the grassy area had thick grass, which was nice.
And then they had beach-like surroundings also. Apparently this place used to be a zoo a long time ago, so I can see that. Why there's beach sand in the areas of you would never think you'd have beach sand.
So for round 2, anything spectacular work for you?
No, not really. Again, I didn't know what to expect. I know there are short holes. Unfortunately, my short game has been kind of diminishing. I need to work on that. I did get only one birdie. It was hole 3 island. I was the only one that actually made the island. So I guess that would be my memorable.
Right.
But other ones I thought would be, I thought I made 9, didn't make it. I was leaning right on the outside cardboard, took a 4. Some of the other ones, a lot of trees came in play. OBs I found them, unfortunately. Putting was atrocious for what it was worth. It pretty sucked. But hole 3 would be my highlight hole.
Nice. For a second round, I liked them all, but my favorite would be the island hole 9. There are 2 islands.
I wonder why.
9 and 3. And I aced that sucker with my Neutron balance. It was really cool. So you throw from like a 20-foot hill down to an elevated basket, in its small island. The island's probably 35 foot.
And trees left and right.
Yeah. And so I ripped it, and it was heading right to this one bushy tree that's like halfway down the fairway. And I actually said it out loud, and the guys in my car all went, "What?" I was like, "Oh, fuck." Because it was going to hit dead center of the tree. There was no way I was going to miss it. And out of fucking nowhere, we get this wind lift, and my disc goes up, over it, right into the right side chains, dead center. So I got my second ace in a tournament. Well, second ace period in a tournament, which was sweet. I ended up shooting -7 on the second round, which brought me to -1 for the day. Tied, 3-way tie for second place. So that was exciting as shit, because I don't get on the lead card that often, and normally when I do, it's I start screwing up. Point blank. It gets in my head like, oh my god, what am I doing? Ah! But it was a fun round. And then of course last night, which I'll throw some pictures in here, we went from Santa Maria to Pismo, and we had dinner at Ada's Fish House. I think that's what it was.
It's not a stop.
This person thinks we had a stop sign. They're idiots.
Yeah, there's no stop.
So we went there, and as always, if we go somewhere seafood, Billy slipped down a bunch of snot. He ate some oysters and stuff.
Oysters on the half shell, guys. Oysters on the half shell.
Ew. It just looks snotty, and I don't want you to try it.
They're the best. Ask Lobes. Ask Tyler.
I don't know
the
if
best.
you can't really trust Lobes. I don't think so. And Tyler's not fat, so you can't trust him either.
He loves oysters, though.
I know. We both ended up with the Shipido. The Shipido was off the hook. Wish I would have had a double serving, because the broth that they had was nice and thick. it's kind of almost like a spaghetti sauce.
Yeah,
So,
it was good though.
but we enjoyed
Flavor was good.
it. And then today we had round 3.
Wait, hold on. It was Ada's Fish House, I think, right?
Yeah,
Ada's
Fish House or
in
something.
Pismo Beach. It wasn't all the clowns you can eat, however. We did have calamari too.
Yeah. But today we went ahead and we played round 3. So started off the round. How'd you do?
We played the same holes again as we did yesterday.
Yeah, I started on 6. He started on 5.
Same layout. The wind wasn't there. It was a breeze, but nothing like yesterday. Much better round. Hole 9 I got this time. I didn't ace it, but I got the birdie. However, hole 3 I missed the island, but it was basically the ace run, and it just went over the cardboard and took that 4. That was the second to the last hole of my round, and that was the only bogey that round. I was trying to keep it as clean as possible. That would have gave me a 6 down round, but unfortunately I took a 5 down round instead. But it was much better than the 9 over that I had yesterday between the 2 rounds, a 5 and a 4. So with that 5 down, it felt good, right?
You ended up
not sucking,
not DNF,
and not DNFing. It was DNFL.
Dead fucking last. He's not dead fucking last. Guys.
Yeah, I was last. I mean, there's not very many in our division, but we also had a guy that was a 951 rated, a person that was local. Actually, 5 of the 6 were locals. So the disadvantage to me, but at the same time, I had fun because the park, again, the surroundings. I don't know what else to say. It's such a beautiful park.
I agree.
The way they have everything placed, the picnic structures, the gatherings. There was even a church group that was out there. There was nowhere that was in play.
The guys that were on 8J.
Yeah.
They were doing prayer and sermon when I threw off the tee.
Yeah.
I was 5 feet from the basket on that one. I got a birdie.
And you got an amen or what?
I did. Amen. So.
But yeah, it was interesting to see the vast amount of different people out there, and the size of that park is just huge. There's places of the park that don't even have disco.
Yeah.
That there's enough park for everybody.
Unlike the stuff we have here in the valley. Valley.
I mean it's just
all of our parks are either shitty because they don't water, there's no grass, or.
But however, the back half though, the park does not touch the back half. The park does not touch the back half.
Right.
That's 100% volunteer. 100% volunteer work. It's because of them is what makes this park enjoyable to all. Right? I'm coming back.
Yeah. So for me, round 3, starting on hole 6, hole 6, I started off. I thought it was good. Through my crave, I ended up hitting a tree. I pushed through the tree like 20 feet. Had a 45-foot putt to the basket, and on my putt. Now, mind you, before we started, I was very adamant to myself that play your game. Don't try to force heavy throws, or just do what you want. Just nice and slow. Keep it smooth. Don't try to overpower anything at mega distance or anything. So on my putt, I'm out 45 feet, and my thought to myself is just get close to the basket. So I throw, and watching it, and it was like in slow-mo, dead center basket. Got my bird. And once it hit chains and fell in, I yelled, "Let's go." Now that's how you start a day. And then for the round, I ended up shooting -8 for the round. No aces on this round. The whole time though, everybody else was checking scores because the lead card was a guy in first named Mac, and then one stroke behind him was myself, a guy named John, and Rich. So we had a three-way tie for second. And we were all, we were bouncing back and forth. This birdie here, got a par. And not knowing where I was, because I refuse to check scores, because I don't like it, because I get in my head. It's like, oh, I have to try hard. I got to get this. Just kept telling myself, you play your shots. You got this. Just relax. Come in top 4 would be awesome. Get to the island hole 9 when I aced. Almost aced again. Same disc. Give it a good rip. If it comes crashing in, almost in the exact same spot, but 1 inch low, I hit tub. I got my 2.
That'd be kind of crazy hitting it twice.
That would have been awesome. Then, you know, we do all of our rounds, or the rest of the round. On hole 3, which is the other island hole, I was the only one to make it in the island, and my disc was actually leaning up like this.
On the inside part of the wall.
On the inside part of the cardboard. So,
yeah, I saw that.
I was safe.
I actually saw that whole throw.
32-foot putt, in for bird, which was nice. Didn't look at scorecards or anything until we got to hole 5's basket. So hole 5, first off, I'm like 25 feet from the basket. Walking up there, I'm thinking, okay, do I need to birdie this to even get 4th or 5th? Walk up there, I'm looking, I'm like, that can't be true. There's something wrong. What the hell? Look at my phone. I'm winning. I have first place by 3 strokes. All I gotta do is par. I don't have to worry about birdie. So I went for the bird. Don't get me wrong. I hit tub, landed right next to the basket. Put it in the tub for my par. Ended up winning. I had a -9 for the weekend. The guys in 2nd and 3rd, who actually tied for 2nd, were at -6 for the weekend. And then Mac is the guy that I was pretty much battling with all day. He ended up taking 2nd. He did a like 80-foot throw-in on the first playoff hole. You know, they both got down the fairway. He was 80 feet out, tink, and in, which was sweet. And there'll be a picture of us here at the end of this video. So, anything to add other than the fact that this course is awesome?
Sadly, it's not going to be an AM Pro weekend after this.
Next year it goes back to the normal schedule, which is a weekend of AMs, weekend of pros.
Yeah.
But we also got our Airbnb guy into disc golf this weekend by sharing with him what we do, how we like it. Gave him a starter pack. And
2.
Yeah, 2 starter packs, one for him, one for his wife, kids. Then we decided when we left, because we had extra discs that, like I had a hex that I was throwing it was turning over. It was like a 168. I said, you know what? I'll leave it for him.
Yeah, and I had a couple extra raffle winnings.
Yep, and I had a virus, which I brought with me, but I don't know why, because I really don't throw a virus. So, you know what? That's a good beginner's disc. So I left it. And they were both Champions Cup discs that I picked up when I was there. And we've been talking with him all day long. He's excited. He's got friends in Stockton, so next time he comes out, he's going to come see us and hang out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
So, hey guys, well, this was a very exciting weekend. Not only did I ace on this basket, which is number 9 island hole, yesterday. Today, I literally hit right here, 1 inch away from getting a 2nd ace. But what was awesome is today I shot -8, and I ended up with my first place trophy at the Santa Maria Open. It was a great weekend, lots of fun, lots of people having a good time. I want to thank OTB and Idio Shoes for keeping me comfy and giving me all those pretty discs I like to throw. And looking forward to a good year. Thanks, guys.